Is there any difference between graphite and steel shafts? In today's video, we're going to answer that question for you. I've come down to the Mizuno Custom Fitting Centre and I'm going to perform a blind test between some steel and graphite shafts to see if I can notice what differences there are between both of them. I've got Matt and Alex to tape up some shafts so I don't know which ones I'm going to be trying. I'm going to try and see if I can spot any of the differences or feel any of the differences between the steel and the graphite. But what are the differences that I should potentially see from them? So we've got Matt from Mizuno, and a quick guide for the general public that's asking the question of steel or graphite. What would we see differ between each shaft, and what would I potentially notice?
So main difference and the main benefit I think to be seen from graphite and steel, graphite helps a lot of ailments. So you're going to get a lot softer feel through impact. When you're hitting balls off turf, when you're hitting balls off mats, your interaction through the ball can be a lot quieter and a lot more subtle on your little muscles.
Right.
So benefits, perhaps the seniors in that respect, from
aching elbows, things like that.
From a health perspective, it massively helps to dampen vibrations and to be a little bit softer. But graphite's improved a lot in the last few years, and we're seeing a lot more kind of younger, more athletic golfers using graphite because of how accurate they are in their flex, how well they're produced now. You can create graphite now to be as stable and to be as stiff as steel. So from a tour perspective, I think we'll see a lot more people switching to graphite.
Well, is that because as well you'll get more speed with a graphite? So if you can get the stability and performance of a steel plus more speed.
Exactly that.
Distance game nowadays.
Exactly, yeah. So you've got all the characteristics and all the benefits of graphite in that sense, but the stability and the characteristics of steel from a flex standpoint. So
what would be a negative?
The negative with graphite is, at the moment at retail, a lot of it is geared towards being a little bit softer. So
more spin?
More spin, but also, when you're coming down with a lot of power and you've got a lot of speed on the way down, if you've got a slightly softer, slightly lighter graphite, then that brings in that dispersion problem. So the main points we want to look at when you're looking for an iron fit and when you're looking at a shaft is to create as much distance as possible, but to create as much dispersion as possible. So the two have to go hand in hand. And sometimes graphite you see a little bit more wild curvature, let's say.
That's me. Right, so we're going to get 5 shots with each. We've got a regular graphite, a regular steel. We've got stiff graphite, stiff steel, and we've also got an X-Flex in the steel as well. Generally don't see many X-Flexes in graphite iron shots at the minute.
Not yet.
But probably coming.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we're going to see if I can notice any of the differences there. I'm reckoning I get 1 of these out of 5 right.
I think you'll do better than you think.
Do you?
I think you'll feel a difference, yeah.
Right, so we'll go 5 shots on the GC2. Let's see how we go. I'm going to go more on the X side here.
Feels a bit firm.
Feels firm. Would you see distance change quite dramatically from shaft to shaft, Matt?
Yes. If you've got the correct shaft, you should see an increase in distance, but everything should kind of marry up. So yeah, if something's too stiff, you'll notice a drop in overall speed, but mostly when you're looking at that is how you deliver it, how comfortable it is for you to deliver. If you've got something that's very light, like maybe the graphite, you might find that you can be a little bit manipulative. You can really be in charge of it and you can feel like you can get overactive in the downswing. And then obviously the opposite, when you've got something that's very heavy and very stiff, you can feel like you don't have the ability to put it where you want it to.
Right.
Ultimately, will change head speed, change strike, change dispersion, all the above.
Interesting. Right, so that's shaft 1. I'm going to say that is an X. Feels heavy to me, feels very stable. I'm going to go X for that one. 5 shots for the next one.
In no particular order?
No particular order.
There you go.
Thank you.
What does that feel like?
That feels lighter, but also feels firm.
Okay.
That's thrown me a bit.
Well, that sounded crisp.
Yeah, that was nice, that.
Yeah.
That's thrown me. That's a lot higher though.
Okay, good.
Seems spinnier, obviously I can see the spin numbers on here, but first glance it's like up.
Okay.
This is where the other one felt forwards.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, yep.
Now I'm thinking this is the X. Hey, that's an S, steel S.
Okay.
They've thrown me now quite significantly.
There you go, sir.
What the f... How heavy are the graphites that you've put in? Right.
I'll loop back to the beginning. We've got 3 steel and 2 graphite.
Yeah.
5
Right.
shots. Let's hear the verdict. It's more interesting. I think we'll summarise at the end, but it's interesting as we go to kind of just see the factor of the numbers.
Yeah.
Ignore what you feel and what your you know, in your mind it's telling you it is. It's quite interesting to see just data, raw data of kind of what they should be doing, perhaps, you know, from a fitting perspective, and then actually what they're actually coming out on the screen as. So, yeah, we'll summarise at the end, but it might be an interesting read. Nice move.
That's a little bit lower. I think I'm wrong on one of those two, definitely.
I think what a nice thing for you to think about, just to isolate what you're thinking about, is what feels comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily what feels the most powerful or the one you're singing the fastest, but what feels the most comfortable to you.
Yeah. This feels the best.
Okay.
Out of all of them.
For you personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Graphite
Graphite
reg then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flashy Magoo. That's 2 shockers. So I've guessed X, then S. I do feel like that is more steel X.
Okay.
So one of those is wrong.
Okay. Going with that?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's the actual X. So I know I've got 1 wrong so far.
Okay.
Well, probably 3 wrong so far.
Yeah. If you said everything was steel X, you'd get 1 right.
Yeah. I'm going on that one, getting 1 out of 5 right. Right. That's a graphite. But I'm not sure. But it's a graphite.
All right. Let's see how it behaves.
It's a bit slappy, but felt a bit flimsy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's graphite regular. Yeah, it's graphite reg, that one.
Yeah. Okay, bank that thought then. Going with graphite reg?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
0 out of 4 right. Knows his golf products.
I can't believe you didn't go for steel X.
It's steel X, that one.
There's 2 things to kind of keep constant when you're doing things like this is head speed and ball speed.
Yeah.
You know, basically how efficient each shaft is. Because your golf swing hasn't changed. You know, your lines into the golf ball are super tight. You know, they've been under 1 for everything. So your golf swing is there's some positive to be seen. However, that is a great benchmark for what we're doing today, because if you've got a consistent move, then the only variable is what's going in there. You know, whether it be construction in shaft steel or graphite, or whether it be in flex and weight, all of those variables that will influence your goal swing, but then will bring the best one to the top.
This is a steel X as well, this one.
Right.
Oh, wow. This feels awful.
Does it feel bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels like a steel, weight-wise. Might be steel regular, this. This is the worst set.
Does that feel the worst one for you?
Yeah. Better swing.
Now you say that.
Yeah.
Better swing.
Better timing, I would say, probably on that.
You got it,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's the difference. Because looking at your numbers into it and what are creating these goal shots from a golfer's standpoint, your goal swing hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So
Loading
there are
it.
things that are going to affect that,
Yeah.
weight, flex, but ultimately what that's going to do to your rhythm, to your timing, and then,
Yeah.
because that's what is really hopefully come to the surface here, is you've noticed a difference in how you can
Yeah.
get the club in the
manipulate it.
position you want it to be in,
Yeah.
right?
Felt like I had to wait for that a little bit longer, and
And then give it some,
yeah.
not necessarily from the top.
Yeah. Felt
There
like
you
if
go.
you did that, it would just whoop, go
Yeah.
out in front of you. Right. So
So-
that's 5. So
So what are you going with that?
I'm going regular steel on
Okay.
that one.
Regular steel.
Yeah.
All right.
So first one that I've hit, I've thought it was the X steel. Well, we've got the steel part right.
Okay.
Reason for that, it felt heavy to me, that one. Felt firm throughout all the shaft, like knew where it was the whole way through. So, right, there's one wrong straight away.
Yeah.
That was steel stiff as we were going through it. Okay, interesting, one wrong. Next one I said steel again. This is going to be graphite now, I've picked it up on its own.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Feel the difference?
Oh, wow. It's like Christmas, but getting really disappointing presents. Oh, it's... Right, so that's steel...
No.
no, sorry, graphite.
Yeah.
Where's the logo on this? F4. So that's graphite stiff.
Stiff graphite, exactly, yeah.
So stiff, but in a steel. Yeah.
Not a million miles away. And
Yeah.
the differences you should feel from the steel to the graphite is
Yeah.
these are 95 gram versus
Yeah.
the steel stiff, which is 120.
Yeah.
So, 25 grams,
Yeah.
maybe you should feel that.
Yeah, didn't.
Didn't.
Obviously. Great player.
Yeah.
Next was, so I've gone X again for steel. This is now actually a graphite, I can feel that. Oh no. Oh, we could be right here. I got it right. Steel X. That's 1 out of 3, right?
Interestingly, we were
that was the one that felt the best as well.
exactly. So it felt the best. And actually, when we're looking at your dispersion,
Yeah.
it wasn't the quickest in your head speed. If anything, your head speed kind of dropped versus some others.
Yeah.
But I would argue that that would probably be your perfect move.
Yeah.
88 mile an hour there with your 7-iron
Yeah.
is comfortable. And that's
Yeah.
why I kept trying to say the word comfortable, because it's not
Yeah.
always what feels the quickest or whatever
Yeah.
feels like it's going to go the furthest.
Yeah.
It's what you feel when you get to the top of your move, you go, okay, right, I can start the downswing.
Yeah.
And then we'll come to that again when you talk about the
Yeah,
last
the
one.
last one, yeah. So I've said graphite regular here. Hey, it's graphite regular. 2 out of 4. So that means I've got that right as well.
And that's interesting. When we were looking at your dispersion, you knew straight away,
Yeah.
you kind of went, oh, this feels like it's going higher.
Yeah.
And your front to back dispersion on that individual one was massive.
Yeah.
Because it was so light and so flexible.
Yeah, felt
You,
like
you
you
had
couldn't
that
find the
one.
head.
Yeah, and then you had that one where you went, oh my word, that went forever.
Yeah.
Because everything kicked and that graphite was giving you maximum on the way down. And it went like a rocket.
Yeah.
But then you also had the one where you didn't feel where the head was, and it went up in the air and it came short.
Yeah.
So, you had like 25 yards between the two there. Benefits of graphite versus negatives of graphite. There's your negative right there. You've got that one that you pump miles, but you've also got the one where you can't feel anything.
Yeah.
And you go, what's happening?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that in your 7-iron when you're out playing golf.
Definitely not. No. And last one we said regular steel. And it was regular steel.
Regular steel, yeah.
Interesting. Again,
Interesting, you could feel the extremes.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't find the middle, but from end to end
Yeah.
was definitely different.
Yeah, and that kind of rang true in the performance, because if you said to me what you expected to see here, you're slightly lighter, you're slightly softer shafts, you're going to see a big variance in front to back, because you're going to get the one you hit miles and you go, oh my word, what happened there? And then you're going to kind of glance some, your stripe's going to be a little bit out. Yes, your head speed increased, and on some occasions your ball speed increased, but that's not what you're looking for in a 7-iron.
No.
We're looking for consistency, you're looking for something that's going to be a constant, and that's where finding the correct weight, the correct flex in the X that you felt, you said you felt the most comfortable,
Yeah.
and that's the one that ultimately you hit the best shots with and felt best. And
Yeah.
what do you use at the moment?
X1s, yeah.
So yeah.
I think like the big takeaway from this, guys, is you're like thinking of shafts. Whenever we think like steel and graphite, it was always related to speed. Oh, you swing it slow, get a graphite. You're getting old, get a graphite.
Yep.
As where I think the big takeaway is more about that, like you say, the feel throughout the shaft, what feels comfortable, where can you find the head through it. So it'd be an interesting process for everyone to go through that. If you do go for a fitting, it's not, oh, well, I'll just get steel regulars. Because it might not be that, or I'll just get steel stiff because I'm a bit quicker. There'll definitely be different points where you'll feel the club throughout it, and then as we see, that dispersion is a big factor in it, because you'll be able to actually find where the head is throughout the golf swing and manage that onto the ball better.
And that's where launch motors come in. Yes, you have the one that you hit forever, but is that always the right thing for a 7-iron?
No, hitting it out of bounds by 50 yards.
Yeah. Long and left.
Yeah, I'd rather find it a little bit shorter, but on the green.
Exactly, there you go. Yeah.
So, interesting test there. Thanks for doing that. And I'm actually impressed with myself that I got 3 out of 5 there. Beat my 1 out of 5, but definitely go and get a fit in, you know, whether it's down here at Bearwood or whether you're going to your local retailer. Make sure that you are actually going and trying these, because as we see there are differences, and you will feel a big difference. And obviously the golf club's in your hands at the end of the day, and it's got to feel right when you're playing with it. Guys, thanks for watching as well. Check out the video here that we've done for one of the driver fittings, how weight can affect a shaft as well. Just click it down there. See you in the next video.